With the global success of the show, many fans have already started wondering what a Bluey movie might look like when it hits theaters in 2027. But really, what could actually happen in a Bluey movie? And what surprises might leave fans totally speechless on the big screen? Teen years. What if the movie brings back that beloved character from season 1? The one who only appeared once but still left a lasting impression? Yep, we're talking about you, Jean-Luc. Since creator Joe Brumm loves listening to fans, it wouldn't be a shock if Bluey and Jean-Luc reunite somehow. But how? Could Jean-Luc move to Australia? Or maybe Bluey and Bingo take a trip to France? It's worth remembering that the spark of this potential romance was already planted back in the episode Camping, when we saw a flash forward of a teenage Bluey meeting Jean-Luc again. Could they actually be in a real relationship now? Dating? Or even caught in a love triangle straight out of a teen drama? Some fans are absolutely convinced that Mackenzie is Bluey's perfect match. And that theory got a major boost in the episode Barky Boats, when Calypso delivers a mystical prophecy about two friends who grow up and discover deeper feelings. Is teen drama Bluey on the way? And check out this theory. In the very first Bluey pilot, Mackenzie shows up, which could mean Joe Brumm already has the wedding script ready, a baby birth certificate written out, and even the future grandpuppy's name picked. Honestly, watching Bluey grow up could be just as emotional as it is hilarious. Teenage drama, first crushes, fights with parents. Imagine Bandit and Chili trying to deal with a teenager who thinks following rules is totally lame. Can you picture a whole season about how to survive a teenager without getting emotionally roasted every day? And of course, the growing pains wouldn't just be Bluey's. How amazing would it be to see Coco's mom raising 9 kids at home or trying to handle Coco and all her opinions? Would Bluey's group of friends still stick together? If not, maybe they'll each drift into different cliques. Who's gonna be the artsy one? The rebel? The chill Zen kid? But Teen Bluey would just be the beginning. After all, one of the show's greatest strengths has always been balancing the kids' adventures with the grown-ups' challenges too. Stick around, there's more coming in this video. Continuation. The Bluey movie is set to premiere in 2027, and honestly, a lot could go down. Imagine if it picks up where the episode The Sign left off. It's worth noting that The Sign was one of the longest episodes in the series over 3 seasons, and felt like the perfect way to wrap everything up. But then the creators dropped Surprise, which included flash forwards into Bluey's future. So, a time jump in the movie? Totally possible. Imagine teenage Bluey going through puberty and dealing with all those new feelings. That would be a huge shift for the show. She's been 7 years old forever. Well, okay, she did have one birthday across 3 seasons, which is practically a miracle for a cartoon character. Answers. The Sign left fans with a ton of questions the movie could finally answer. That episode focused on Frisky and Uncle Radley's wedding, which took place right there at the Healer family home. It was a beautiful, touching moment, but it felt like a farewell, because right after the vows, the couple was planning to move away. Radley works up north on an oil platform, and Frisky even thought about backing out of the move. But in the end, she stood her ground, and the couple decided to stay in Brisbane. That means Radley might switch jobs, or maybe continue working away and come home every now and then. At the end of the party, there's a scene where Frisky talks to Chili, but there's no audio. Chili looks super excited, which adds to the mystery. A lot of fans think Frisky might have shared something big, like a pregnancy. And here's more fuel for that theory. In the Christmas swim episode, we see Frisky and Radley on a romantic getaway. So even though we don't always see them, their story clearly keeps going between episodes. If that's true, imagine the movie showing their new life, new home, new routines, and yep, new diapers. Where are they living now? What's life like away from the Healer crew, and what's the baby's name gonna be? But that wasn't the only bombshell in The Sign. There was also Bandit's big job offer. It sounded amazing. More money, more comfort, but in a different city. That hit everyone hard. Bluey and Bingo were crushed. They loved their house, their school, their friends, the playground, and even the koala statue down the street. Moving would have been total chaos. At the end of the episode, Bandit pulls out the for sale sign. But does that really mean he turned down the job? Or was it just a moment of doubt and he took the gig later anyway? The movie could finally give us the answer. What if Bandit did take the job and spent some time away from the family? That would be a huge change for someone we're used to seeing play, horse, airplane, ninja, and everything else with his kids. How would Bingo handle it? What about Bluey? And would Chili, who works at the airport, have to switch up her schedule? Or maybe Bandit turned it down and ended up jobless? Which leads to the real question: what did Bandit do next? Did he become a rideshare driver? A yoga instructor? A full-time influencer? That's exactly the kind of thing fans would love to see explored in a movie. Honestly, it'd be the perfect chance to show the real-life struggles modern families face, even in animated dog form. Moving to a new city, job changes, overwhelming routines, emotional roller coasters, all served up with the humor, heart, and creativity that only Bluey delivers. So tell me, would you want to see Frisky pregnant, Radley totally lost with a diaper in hand, and Bandit trying to work from home while Bingo jumps on his back? Before we dive into more Bluey movie theories, drop a comment down below. Baby? Brandy. Another emotional angle the Bluey movie could explore, and one that would definitely tug at fans' heartstrings, is Brandy's pregnancy, Chili's sister. Back in the episode Onesies, we learn that Brandy had a really hard time trying to have children. It was such a difficult period for her that she stayed away from the family for 4 years. But then, in The Sign, guess who shows up at Frisky and Uncle Radley's wedding? That's right, Brandy, and she's pregnant! But the episode just drops that on screen like it's no big deal and says nothing else. No mention of the baby's father, no clue how it all happened. Total mystery. It would be amazing to see more of this in the movie, from the moment she finds out she's pregnant to Chili being there for her, now older and wiser. Let's be real. In the episode Baby Race, Chili herself admitted she felt totally lost during her first pregnancy. She was still grieving her mother's passing and didn't have her sister, who had never gone through pregnancy herself, to help out. This would be the perfect time for those two sisters to reconnect. And Brandy's big milestone could tie into one of the most emotional reveals in the entire show. In the episode The Show, we find out that Chili lost a baby before Bluey was born, and that Bluey is actually a rainbow baby. Let's be honest, a pregnant Brandy in the movie opens the door for so many wonderful new characters. What if the baby is born during the film? That would be incredible. We could see the baby's name, their little quirks, Bluey getting super excited to meet her brand new cousin. Bingo would probably want to start teaching them how to play right away. Road trip. A lot of fans think the Bluey movie will show the Healers on an epic road trip across the land of kangaroos, full of heart, laughs, and unforgettable scenes. What if Trixie, Stripe, Muffin, and Socks joined them on the journey? A cross-country RV adventure with that whole crew on board? That wouldn't just be a Bluey movie, it'd be a full-blown animation event. With so many characters traveling together, the movie would have a great chance to dive even deeper into family dynamics. We'd get to see how Bandit and Chili are handling Bluey growing up. And of course, how Trixie keeps her cool while traveling with 2 daughters and a totally distracted husband. The adults. One especially interesting direction for the Bluey movie would be to shine the spotlight on the adults. After all, while the kids are off pretending to be fairies, ninjas, or doctors, the parents are dealing with bills, burnout, existential crises, and the daily challenge of raising kids without losing their minds. It would be so cool to see more of the grown-ups' lives, with a real focus on their struggles, disagreements, and even the differences in parenting styles between families. That would mean huge representation for the adults who watch Bluey, either with their kids or alone, sipping tea with a tissue box nearby. And think of all the amazing stories that could come from that, starting with the love story between Bandit and Chili. How did they meet? What was their first date like? Who made the first move? We already know they honeymooned in Italy, but where's that episode? Fans want to see the proposal, the dress, Bandit getting all nervous trying to hide the engagement ring, and of course, it should all be told in true Bluey style. Sweet, funny, and full of love. And get this, what if there's another wedding in the series? This time, Bluey and Bingo's aunt and uncle. In The Sign, there's a very telling moment. Trixie is about to take part in the traditional bouquet toss, which clearly shows she and Stripe aren't officially married. But there's more. There seems to be some tension between them too. We've seen the two argue in past episodes, just like any real-life couple. It would be super interesting if the movie explored their relationship. Why didn't they get married? Did they try and it didn't work out? Are they still thinking about it? We could also finally see more of Chili's life before marriage, something we've never really gotten to explore in depth. A movie like this wouldn't just be fun. It could help bring parents and kids closer, spark meaningful conversations, and show that in the end, everyone's just doing the best they can, even if that means skipping work to play singing dinosaur in the backyard. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now's the perfect time. That way you won't miss a single update from us. A new family member. Some fans believe the Bluey movie might finally reveal something they've been hoping for a long time. A new baby for Bandit and Chili. Ever since the series revealed that Chili had a miscarriage before Bluey was born, many fans have dreamed about the possibility of seeing the Healer family grow again. A new baby would be a true celebration of life, a rainbow after the storm, and would open the door to tons of new emotional and funny storylines for the series. Just imagine Bluey and Bingo with a baby brother or sister at home, a tiny pup in diapers, crying for no reason, and sleeping at the weirdest hours. Bluey trying to teach the baby how to play veterinarian, while Bandit just wants 10 minutes of quiet to take a nap. On top of that, the movie could explore something rarely shown in kids' animations, the real-life experience of a mom raising kids of very different ages. Chili having to juggle a newborn while also keeping up with two older daughters full of energy and curiosity. It could show the challenges, the fears, the occasional mom guilt, but also the breakthroughs, the laughter, and the love. That age gap between the new baby and the girls would also mark a new chapter for the family. The parents now older and more seasoned. The routine changing all over again. And even the grandparents, Nana and Bob, stepping in to help, or at least try, without turning the house into total chaos. It would be a story about fresh starts, about how families grow and evolve over time, and how there's always room for more love, even when it feels like there's no more space left on the couch. Farewell. Not many people know this, but there's an open letter to fans written by Bluey creator Joe Brum, where he shares something deeply personal. He said that if he can't come up with a new season that tops the third, it might be time for him to step away from the show. Yep, you read that right. The heart and mind behind Bluey's world is struggling to reconnect with his own creativity. That statement landed like a soft bomb in the hearts of fans, because Bluey isn't just a ratings hit, it's an emotional masterpiece. The show dives into deep themes and makes space for real reflections on childhood, parenting, grief, insecurity, and those everyday moments we feel but rarely talk about. That's why this movie could be more than just another Bluey story. It could be a bridge, a way for the creator to reconnect with the world he built, a chance to rediscover the spark that brought Bluey to life in the first place. But here's the hard truth. If that reconnection doesn't happen, this could be the end. The end of the series, the end of new adventures, maybe even the end of Bluey and Bingo growing up on screen. Whatever path the Bluey movie decides to take, introducing a new baby, focusing on adult dilemmas, showing weddings, or serving as a heartfelt farewell, the most important thing is that it keeps what always made the show so special: the emotional truth behind simple stories. If you love the world of Bluey and animated shows in general, we've got 2 more awesome videos you're going to love. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.